Welcome to Comadres y Comics. Comadres y Comics is a podcast hosted by 3 Latina women.
We highlight the Latinx presence in the comic book industry as creators, characters, and fans.
Join us as we talk chisme, comics, fandom, and beer. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Comadres y Comics. We are your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Welcome back, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Yay.
Good.
The answer to that question will always be tired.
Yeah, seriously, for sure. Absolutely.
I feel like after you hit over 25, you're just constantly tired.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's facts for sure. This is episode 249. We're almost at 250.
Yep.
Woo!
Both in weight and episode number.
Stop! Oh my god.
Sorry, guys. I just thought I'd throw that out there as a joke. I seriously don't even know how much I weigh, but I'm sure it's... remember that joke when we were at Modesto? And I was like, a whole 200 pounds of me fell on my orbital eye socket, and somebody turned around and said, "You weigh over 200 pounds?" I'm like, that's what you got about the story? That's what you're focusing on? Oh, God.
Yeah, but the person who said that has no decorum whatsoever. So I completely expect something like that to come out of their mouth.
SNH.
Yeah, I was just telling them about my black eye. You guys remember I fell on over wet grass, and I fell directly on my eye, and I got a black eye for the first time ever. I never had one before. That was an experience, yeah. And then I proceeded to roll out of it and fell on my hip, which had my cell phone in it, and it cracked my cell phone. So there was just a series of awful events.
Girl.
And this was because my house got caught on fire, and I was at the villa, which obviously I had no control over. My dogs wanting to go outside and poop and pee and stuff, and I had to go to the specific area, which was wet grass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
And I had chanclas, so it was just, I mean, I was asking for it, honestly. It was 10 at night. I was wearing chanclas in wet grass on a little steep little hill. Okay, yeah. That checks out. But anyway, I thought that was a cute joke about the weight. But anyway, let's get right into it.
You and I have very different definitions of what a cute joke is.
But if we don't make fun of ourselves, we're just opening ourselves up for other people to make fun of us.
That's why I'm my own biggest hater. Yeah. No one will ever reach this level so that I can brush them off easily.
Right.
That's how that works, right?
Yes, that is how it works. That's how I think it works. Damn it. If you tell me differently, I'm going to be sad.
I will tell you differently, though.
That's what we believe in, and I'm going to... that's the hill I'm dying on. Chisme de la semana, ladies and gentlemen. I am so excited about this chisme. I just found out that the Buffy reboot finds its new Slayer in Ryan Kiera Armstrong to start with Sarah Michelle Gellar on a Hulu pilot. Now, I thought that it was a whole reboot. You know, I thought it was going to be like this girl is going to play the new Buffy Summers. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case because Buffy Summers is Sarah Michelle Gellar and she'll be playing herself. So this is sort of, I guess, a continuation of the story behind the Slayer. So I'm very excited about it. I'm no longer salty about it as I was just mere hours ago until I actually read the details. So I'm excited. So hopefully they do such a great job on the Hulu pilot that it will become a series that we could all watch and enjoy, because I was a humongous fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in the 90s. And they used to actually film at Torrance High School, where they also filmed 90210, the original series. And I actually saw them filming a scene that was outside the school at night. And I thought that was so cool. I didn't see Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I did see some vampires. So that was kind of cool. And it was before cell phones, so I couldn't even record it. And,
I recognize a lot of downtown Torrance when I rewatched the seasons. Before I lived obviously in Torrance, they would have meant nothing to me, but like little alleyways and like little buildings, I recognize the building that they used for
the courthouse.
Yeah. And her house actually is right there behind the high school. So
really,
they use the exterior of a real house, and so I've always meant to go by there because you can easily look it up and find out where it is, and it's very close, like probably within a mile of where I live. So mile and a half, and I'm always walking and doing miles. And I just told Eddie this the other day because Buffy is on the radar because this news came out and something else came out the other day that I was thinking about Buffy, but I was like, I don't know why I've never gone there because I'm also a big fan. So, and I know why, because they are doing the Hellmouth, what's it called? Hellmouth celebration or something that they do every year, where it is a geek fundraising organization that puts together this huge event over an entire weekend where you get to go inside the high school. They take you tours to around different sites in Torrance where things were filmed and on location, and they actually enlist people who were in the show. The two major names this year are the actress who played Drusilla, who has actually participated in this event for many years and consistently in the past, and also Spike. So
I love Spike.
He's gonna be there this year, and then there's a couple of other like smaller B and C list people who were in the show, but that's just happening in June. So that was what came on my radar, and I was just telling Eddie I can do that for free because the tickets are pretty expensive. Like I wanted to go, but they're expensive.
Is that the one we saw at San Diego Comic-Con?
Yes,
where they
have yes.
Yeah, we could totally do that whole thing for free because because honestly we live right around the area, but like they were charging like almost $200, right?
Yeah,
$200. Jesus.
Yeah.
What are they giving you?
I do think that they have like a little like set up where like vendors come in, and so like a mini con kind of, I think. But still, $200 to go see an old high school and a couple of buildings. Like, I'm sure they're gonna have like not fundraisers, mixers, and like, you know, meeting people. I mean, they do it every year, and people end up coming year after year. So it must be fun. I'm not that geeky about Buffy though.
This is true. I'm not that geeky about Buffy, but you know, and maybe I would pay like $50 to see Spike in real life, because I loved him when I was watching the series with this whole accent and everything.
Yeah,
and I like Drusilla too, so that would be kind of cool. But like almost $200, that's a little bit too steep for me.
Yeah,
but
it is all going to charity. Part of it's going to the Trevor Project, and there were two other local Los Angeles charities helping out youth as well. Okay. So, I mean, it even though the price tag does seem a little steep, it is going to a good cause.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, maybe someday I might do it, but no, really. Maybe after the reboot, we'll have more people participating as characters that are going to come by and participate in this Hellmouth event. So, very excited about that. Is my chisme de la semana. It is now time for On My Radar. Kristen, what is on your radar?
So on my radar is a book that I saw in Comic Shop News. Ooh. I don't know if you guys know this, but Comic Shop News is a weekly periodical that local comic shops are able to order and pay for, and they give out for free to their customers. And it has information about upcoming books. And this is the first comic shop news I've seen since we bought Heidi Ho back in 2014. And we were getting comic shop news because that was just something that the shop owners before us actually used to do. And turns out that we were paying more for it than what it was actually worth to us, because most of them were being left on the counter. A lot of them would just get it. I don't remember what his name is, but I remember this one dude would just put his comics in it and fold it, and like that's what he used it for. Like
his bagging board.
To cover his protect, quote unquote, his books. But I read in the Coliseum Retailer Facebook group, or some Facebook group that is for retailers, that it actually got purchased by a new person not too long ago, and they really wanted to revamp it and to kind of restyle it in a way that would be more relevant to customers and to help retailers to actually utilize it for what it is supposed to be utilized for, to educate people on what books are coming out so that they can then add it to their list or pre-order it from their shop. So I was just looking through it today, and there is a book that caught my eye because it's written by Tom King, and I am a Tom King fan.
Yes.
B, it has a woman artist who I thought was Latina, but ended up she's Spanish. But let's see, I'm gonna lick my fingers. There we go. So on the second page, we see that, where is she? Not that side, this side.
Oh my goodness.
So this is Daughter of Wonder Woman, #1, coming out.
Oh wow, that
and
looks
Trinity
good.
is her name, and it was a big deal when her first appearance came out. And this book is going to be a 6-issue miniseries, Daughter of Wonder Woman. So this is she's been I don't remember when her first appearance was, but I remember it was a big deal because she was on the cover. Then I don't remember what the title of it was, but so the description of the book, like I said, is written by Tom King, backed by popular demand, and now with her own miniseries, Trinity. It all begins when the daughter of Wonder Woman embarks on her most dangerous adventure yet to enter the timeline to find her father. As the young hero knows, messing with time has its consequences, but that doesn't mean she learned her lesson the first time. So it sounds like she has a little bit of Barry Allen syndrome going on here. Things are about to get rough, and that's rough, R-U-F-F, and the Super Sons have gone to the dogs. I don't know what any of that means, but it has me intrigued. It says, prepare for a crisis of infinite corgis. So that is coming out in August. So these books in this comic shop news are books that are coming up on FOC. So that's amazing. I think that is great what Comic Shop News is doing. And this is a book that's, you have more than enough time to put on your pull and let your your local comic shop retailer know that you want to read it.
That sounds cool. And the art looks pretty awesome. I mean, I know that's the cover art. It could be anyone, but it looks pretty cool.
Oh, actually, I looked up this Belén Ortega woman. Her art is really, really nice. I really like it a lot.
That's so cool. How long is the miniseries? Is it 4 issues?
6 issues.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I like that we get a nice story and like it's not a prolonged series.
Honestly, I think Tom King's best writing is his short story format. Basically, 15 books or less.
Nice.
I think, honestly, any ongoing, after a while, there just gets a little bit like, it gets flat, and the excitement and the thing that makes it interesting in the beginning, I found over time it kind of, what is it called when you just have too
It's
much?
like they
of
run out of
something?
juice, or
Yeah, yeah,
they used up all their like creativity.
oversaturation of something is what I was thinking. It's just like I I find that comics jump the shark, and people who are not Gen X have no idea what that means. But they might know what it means, but not where it came from. But jump the shark a lot, and then it just kind of gets boring, and then new creative teams come in and end up taking the story a whole different way sometimes. So, I mean, that's comics. Like Jen says, comics be comicking.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, we are now going into La Hora de la Cervecita. And I also have mine says Nicaragua.
Oh,
Nice. I like how these are all very distinctive of each of our personalities.
This one was
Like-
was a gift from my sister-in-law before leaving. Oh, that's cute. Boston Massacre. Oh my god.
Yeah. Old State House.
Nice.
It was a gift as well from a friend who knows me very well.
And this is from Cyanide and Happiness, a ongoing comic strip that if you don't know and have never heard of and never read, I highly recommend if you have a high tolerance for inappropriateness and raunch.
Raunch. We love the raunch.
Yeah.
So I was excited when I purchased this beer because it was on sale and because it had some artwork that reminds me of Jen. And it has a nice little instruction of what type of glass to pour this into. And it's in a bottle, so that's always fancy. This is Mammoth Brewing Company Forest Nymph. It's a kettle soured ale with rose hips.
Ooh, my mouth is already puckering.
Yes, and it's 6%.
Yes.
And what does it says, when we go pick rose hips along McGee Creek. Aw, that sounds so wholesome. My daughter Summer bounces along like a forest nymph. She floats with one bush to the next in search of the perfect hip. What is a rose hip?
I don't know. But
That eats it fresh off the branch. Interesting.
Basically, rose hips, they are... It's it's like the rose before it
the little bud.
I guess so. Well, actually, I don't really know what it is. I always thought of them as
we don't know.
As like the flower, or like the rose before it blooms. But apparently,
I don't think it has anything to do with roses.
It says the rose hip, or is also called rose haw, is an accessory fruit of the various species of rose plant. It's typically red to orange, but ranges from dark purple to black in some species. Rose hips begin to form after pollination of flowers in spring or early summer and ripen in late summer through autumn.
Interesting.
So,
and then it continues. After watching us for a while, my dogs start eating them too. So they must be non-toxic for dogs, which is a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Mammoth Brewing Company's Forest Nymph is a kettle sour beer fermented with WLP 644, then infused with rose hips and French oak. Enjoy fresh. Jason, head brewer. And now Kristen is laughing because it says enjoy fresh. And I just had a conversation with one of the members of SoCal Cerveceros. Shout out. Anyway, he says that beer does expire, especially IPAs. And now my whole vision of beers is exploding in my brain. Because, Kristen, when was this brewed?
So I was also looking at the bottle, and I was like, Oh, look, Forest Nymph, 2016 sour series.
Oh no.
Jesus.
That's
Sad
almost
trombone.
10 years ago.
Let's sigh.
Yeah, 9 years ago.
So then I looked up what is the shelf life of a sour beer. And so if it's a mixed fermentation barrel aged sour like a lambic or a Flanders red, I know what lambics are, but I don't know what Flanders reds are. They can last 5 to 10 years or more if stored properly. Because the acidity and wild yeast and bacteria helps to preserve them. However, kettle sours, Berliner Weiss and Goes, they're more fragile and best consumed within 1 to 2 years, especially if they are not bottle conditioned. I don't know what that means, bottle conditioned, but here it says bottle conditioned sours. These continue to evolve over time and age better. Ideal storage. Keep them in a cool, dark place, upright to minimize cork or cap degradation. Avoid heat and light. So I know that it's been in my refrigerator since I got it, but I can't speak to how the place that Sarah bought it for was.
I mean, they're a beer place, so they probably stored it correctly.
I don't know. It was in their discount section.
That color worries me.
Is it the same section that you bought the beer that was from 2023?
No, the 20. Well, you know what? Maybe. I don't know. I don't rightfully remember.
It still produces a good amount of foam.
The color worries me too. But you know what? If I wouldn't have been paying attention to the bottle, I would drink it and not say anything about it and just think that it was a horrible beer. Oh,
but now
shoot! Mine is going everywhere.
Hers is spitting it out of the bottle.
It is. It did.
I'm afraid to drink.
How strong
this,
is
guys.
your stomach?
Thank you. It actually doesn't smell bad.
I don't like the smell.
Really? I don't think it smells bad.
It smells like.
And
you know what it kind of reminds me of? Like the I actually don't mind the smell. It smells like a freshly opened bottle of apple cider.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, this is true. But I also do not like the smell of apple cider. So.
Oh, I love apple cider, and now my couch is gonna smell like that because I just spilled it all over the couch.
Why do you love apple cider? What do you drink it with? Just by itself?
Oh,
I'm sorry. I was thinking of apple vinegar. Sorry, wrong thing.
Oh, LMAO.
So wrong.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I don't know, guys.
New Year's Eve parties.
I'm afraid.
I'm afraid as well. I don't know. No say. No.
Hey, there's no time like the present.
Okay.
This segment alone is the reason why you should watch the YouTube version of our podcast.
Oh my god. I just can't. And you know, I'm the biggest drinker here. I just can't.
Oh, I just put it in my nose.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Oh, I don't like it.
It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Okay,
hopefully it'll make me poop.
I mean, but okay, let's take this into actual consideration. This is expired.
Yeah,
we're drinking expired beer. Yeah, basically, because it would have expired in 2018. Mm-hmm. Like, let's say it was perfectly preserved, perfectly stored, but it's a kettle sour. It's only supposed to at most be 2 years, so it would have expired in 2018. Technically. Mm-hmm. So that still makes it, I mean, we're in 2025. That still makes it a 7 years from expiration beer. Now, the smell, it still smells like apple cider to me. Like a very, the taste. It's like a watery version of Angry Orchid.
Angry Orchard? Okay, I can get behind that.
However it's supposed to be said. Did I say orchid? That's the flower.
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
orchid. Yeah, you said
Okay. Angry Orchard, whatever.
Angry Orchid is going to be playing the fair circuit this summer.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not bad for all of the qualifiers that Jen just laid out. It's
Okay.
not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It tastes like a watery, angry orchard. There is. Have you guys ever smelled like?
No, I can't.
It's not or I guess I've had rose tea with like rose hips and stuff like that. And I've left like the tea leaves out or like the rose hips like out like maybe a day or two. And then I'm like, I wonder if this is still good. And then I pour hot water over the now dry leaves, and it's like watery. You can barely taste anything at all, but it's like still like there, like the idea of what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I may have actually liked it if it had been fresh. I don't know what the original flavor is supposed to be. You can barely. I mean, you can tell that it was supposed to be like maybe some kind of like fruity, definitely floral. The taste almost reminds me of how I wished rose perfume tasted.
Okay. Okay.
Honestly, the more I drink it, the more it tastes like a porter or stout to me.
Yeah.
I can taste that it's not barrel aged, it's kettle soured, but I taste a barrel agedness to it, and that could just be the fact that it's 6 years old. No, not 6 years old. It's 6 years past its expiration date.
Yeah. So it's 9 years old, but it's 6. It's 7 years since its expiration date. So a 7-year expired beer.
Yes.
I mean, for all that said, like it still produces very good fizz.
Yeah.
It has
Very
a discernible
good.
scent.
Mine
Yeah.
went all over the place.
Yeah. It has a discernible scent, and the scent is like I said, like apple cider. But it does smell like sour apple cider, like a green apple cider.
Yeah.
Something like that. The taste is, it's watery angry orchid, orchard, with slight floral, like very slight, very very slight. Like I do have to dig for the taste, and that's only because I know what rose hips taste like because I love rose hip tea.
I swear, you can kind of taste like a sticky monkey hint in there. It's not supposed to be a stout or a porter, but I can taste that, and I just think it's the age of the fermentation of it. It's not bad at all. Honestly, I don't know how sour it would have been if it was fresh.
That is another thing. I'm wondering if I like it because or not that I like it, but I think I'm not as opposed to it. Because it's not. It's sour. It's like it's got like that like under flavor of sour, but that's just the thing. It's an under flavor, not an over flavor that I've had with every other sour that I've ever tried. That has made me sick.
With this, I was we're gonna go kind of off topic, but very much related. I was a Stephen King fan. I haven't read Stephen King in I don't know how many years. But there is this short story in one of his anthologies where this man, and I read it so long ago, I was probably in junior high. This man was drinking expired beer. And he turned into this weird monster-like thing. And that's all I can think of right now every time I take a sip.
That's so funny, actually.
Is that why
I'm
you're
wondering
on it?
I'm also wondering if it may. I mean, I feel like we know where alcohol comes from, right? We know like fermentation and stuff like that. So, I mean, this doesn't have any more of the like stuff that was used to like make the beer, but it still is bottled. It was still bottled, sealed, and kept in a place for a very long time. So I'm wondering if the ABV went up because one, I haven't eaten since 4 o'clock. It's gonna be almost 9 here, so it's gonna like 5 hours. I'm kind of hungry, and this is making my stomach pretty warm. So I don't know if I'm imagining.
going to agree with you.
Mhm.
Oppositely, I had a huge burger in order of onion rings right before the podcast, and I already am feeling it. Same. My tummy's very warm, but I'm already feeling the effects of the alcohol more so than what the little bits of sips that I've taken of a 6 ABV should make me feel.
Yeah, this says it's a 6% ABV, and we've had 6% before. That's a little bit more than like, it's like 2 Miller Lights or whatever. But like, I think this is more alcoholic than it was meant to be. Because it's been sitting, because it was still made with, it still like has the thing, and it's been sitting there, and I'm pretty sure like you can't really get rid of, like, you can take the sugar out, but there's still, it maybe developed some sugars, or I don't know what the fuck happened. But I think this is stronger than 6% ABV, which is a plus in my book.
Yeah, well, I sipped 3 times on it trying to find those flavor notes you guys are describing. Either I got the bad batch or I don't know what. It's not the business.
Okay, so here is a little bit more information about what Jen was saying, that generally ABV does not increase in expired beers, but there are exceptions. And one of the exceptions is bottle conditioned beers, which we were saying that this we think was. It says, and the reason being is that there's still active yeast and residual sugars in a bottle conditioned beer, and so a very small amount of fermentation could continue in the bottle over time. And it says it usually adds carbonation, which mine exploded when I emptied it, and it says it might raise the ABV by a fraction, but not significantly.
Okay.
So I think this is bottle aged, which I think is also why they could still sell it, because I don't think they could have. I don't think the place would have sold like actual expired beer. You get me? So they might have. So even though it's kettle soured, it might have been bottle conditioned. But I don't know if that's something that they would say. Fermented with
Anyway.
WLP64, then infused with rose hips and French oak.
It's kind of making my tummy like.
It is expired.
Yeah, it's kind of making my tummy itself feel sour.
Yeah. Because I think even if it's bottle aged, like bottle conditioned, I think the bottle conditioned even still has a shelf life. So it's either 7 years expired or like maybe a year or 2 expired.
It definitely says that if you're drinking an expired beer, any change in buzz is more likely due to how your body reacts, not an increase in actual alcohol content. Here's what I was saying. If wild yeast or bacteria gets into the bottle, unexpected fermentation could occur, but this can alter flavor, pressure, or even slightly raise the IBV, but it's usually a sign of spoilage, not intentional aging.
Who knows? I mean, because mine had good fizz. Sarah, I mean, she's a good pourer, so hers had very minimal, and then Kristen's exploded all over her. So
her face.
I think any of these conditions could be met. I think we might not ever know.
Yeah.
But I will say this. My body knows how to save itself because it's saying, girl, you're drunk.
All I know is that I hope that it cleans out my pipes.
Fair enough.
Okay, well, on that note, what is our rating scale, Kristen?
So our rating scale is a 5-point scale where 1 out of 5 is very unsatisfied, 2 out of 5 is just regularly unsatisfied, a 3 out of 5 is right in the middle neutral, 4 out of 5 is satisfied, and 5 out of 5 is very satisfied. And then if a beer is off the charts, we will give it a Super Saiyan. I will go ahead and get started. I'm going to give it a 1. But I'm going to say that if this was fresh, I would probably give it a 4 or 5, to be honest with you. It definitely has a lot of potential. If it was actually different than what it tastes now. I think, honestly, I mind fucked myself when I saw that it was 2016 and read the information about shelf life and all that stuff. Because who knows, maybe this is exactly what it tasted like when it was fresh out of the box. But I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 just because all the information we saw today, I can also, the way that it's just making my stomach feel, I don't think that it is not spoiled.
I just found out why you guys are tasting different notes. When we are doing the beer review segment, I put my beer inside a frozen ice pack, so mine stays cold throughout. Now that it's achieving a little bit of room temperature, I'm tasting all of the things you were saying. Like even the smell has changed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, and I'm also grabbing those notes of like the hint of sticky monkey, all that stuff you guys were saying. So I think I did myself disservice by keeping it cold. Yeah, but I am still gonna give it a 1. Because the flavor notes changed a little for me that I can drink it now. But yeah, I wouldn't never buy this again. I wouldn't wish this on a person I disliked.
It's not worse than that one beer we tried that one time.
Oh no, that was bad. That was flaccid all the way.
Which was also expired, wasn't it?
Yes. Now that we know this and that you guys looked at the date, it was canned, then yes, it was most definitely expired. And you know what? I fed that to the plants. So yeah, I returned it to the land.
I want this to be very, very good because the art is so cute. And I looked, it doesn't really say, they didn't actually credit the artist on the bottle.
Yeah.
But it's so cute.
It is cute. Like I said, it reminded me of Jen. I'm like, oh, Jen's gonna love this. It's kind of like a vibe, you know?
Yeah.
What did you think, Jen, about the beer?
I can't say much because I've never been a fan of sours. And there is
true.
A lot of speculation about this beer now because we know that it's expired. We don't know if it was bottle conditioned or not. We suspect it's bottle conditioned, or it could have somehow managed to get some kind of bacterium in there. It was just all like, you know what? We're gonna fuck shit up in this beer now. And that's why we all got very different reactions from the beer, and we're all getting very different notes from the beer as well. Or at least it's enough similarity that we can tell that something was up. I like it because while there is sourness, it isn't overwhelming. Once again, it's the hop situation all over again with IPAs and stuff like that. I think sour. I do like sour things, or at least very citrusy things, which tend to lend towards being sour. But it's never a flavor that I like overtly want. I want it more as to enhance things, and I think as is this beer right now, I would give it 2. A 2, yeah. If it was like in its original packaging, and if it was more sour, it would drop even further. It would be either a 1 or a flaccid.
Yeah.
If it had stronger, bolder, like rose hip flavor that it was saying, more of that smoky oak, because it did say French oak, so that might be why we're getting that sticky monkey taste as well because of the French oak, or the smokiness or whatever. Or whatever. I'm so specific. So there could have been more of that. And if this was more along that, more of those like really bold flavors, I think it also could have been a 4 out of 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wonder if this is a beer that they brew ongoing, because it says 2016 sour series, so I don't know if they just do a different sour series every year and it's a different beer. I would really be interested to repurchase this beer and taste it from a fresher batch.
Well,
Agreed.
they don't have it on their rotating tap because I looked up their website and they don't have it rotating. I seen a few reviews for it and people are giving it like a mostly like around like 4 stars. Anywhere
That's
from
still
like
pretty good.
3.5 to 4 stars. A lot of them reviewed it in 2018 to 2021.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go.
Yeah. But anything later than that, don't know where it is. Don't see anything. Their website doesn't have anything about the 4 series. They do have 2 sour beers on draft. So it is something that they, I think, actively do at least.
Yeah.
But anything else? Don't know.
Well, somebody needs to educate 310 on the shelf life of the beers that they are selling, because honestly, they are not taking their customer base into consideration. They should have realized that this beer was a 2016 series beer and known enough about beer to know that the way that this sour was packaged and bottled, whatever, that they had a very limited time to sell it. I mean, not very limited. 2 years is not limited. So I want to know why this beer just is on the shelf now 7 years later.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know who I was thinking about just recently? Torrance Beer Cellar.
I think about them all the time.
Yeah. I miss them.
Yeah, me too. Well,
moment of silence. But yes, that has been our beer review. I'm still scared to finish the beer, but I will sip on it and then go from there. All right, guys, now it's time for our book review. What are we reviewing today, ladies?
So today we're actually reviewing a series of zines, all from Dimsumdoom, which is ran by Chiquita Dineyanti.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but that sounds right.
Yeah, Chiquita Dineyanti. And so they are Sarah's holding them up right there right now, but 2 of them are pros and cons of going out with ghoulish friends. The third one is, sorry, I'm trying to find the title for it, but I think it was the origins of rice, rice.
Yes, the legend of rice.
The legend of Dewi Shri, a Javanese folktale. The fourth one is the independence of the Indonesian independence. The
Merdeka.
Merdeka. And the last one is the importance of Black History Month. An intro to Black History Month.
And I got these all at the free comic book day at the Santa Monica Library that was hosted by Santa Monica Comic Company present. But there was one that really caught my eye, and you know what? She was giving these out for free, guys.
I know. And
Eddie
was like, you need to be selling your book. She's like, no, I just want to get them into people's hands. And Eddie was like, no. And apparently when I spoke to her at the end of the day, a lot of people, I don't know a lot, but she did say that there were people who were leaving her tips and wanting to make sure she got money because she was not asking for money. And I was like, it's not free to print these, and your time is money. You have to fold them all and staple them or whatever. She's like, no. So
artists are like, all the artists that I know are some of the most selfless, or at least like unselfish people that I have ever met, and I love that for them. But also, charge what you're worth.
Yeah.
Charge what you're worth. And I'm gonna tell you right now, she could have easily been selling these for $5 a pop.
Yep.
At best.
Absolutely.
Like at cheapest.
Yeah.
Well, at cheapest, maybe $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, $1, $2. But she was handing them out for free.
For free.
Yeah,
dude.
and she had
with this
so
quality.
many.
With this quality.
Yep.
Because let me tell you right now, this is some of the best zine stuff that I have ever seen. The art, the pacing of her little stories, and even the layout for all of them. Like, I don't know. I find it so charming when you can see that an artist has made a mistake, and they either like try to cross it out, or they like I'm looking at one of the Going Out with Ghoulish friends, and she was spelling Aunt Susie, but you can tell that she misspelled somewhere on the U. And she just wrote the U harder over whatever letter it was that she had mistakenly done. And that is so charming to me. But that's why I love zines, or at least like they're so
personal.
They're so personal, and I feel like they are really great showcases for an artist's like humor, their style. They're really good snippets. This could be like part of her portfolio piece. With like if she really wants to like be like this is what I make and stuff like that. But this is genuinely really good material that is easily grasped, easily understandable, easily readable. And I loved it. She could do like a whole series with her like Ghoulish friends. She already has one or two. I really hope. And all of these she could be like they could all either be like Indonesian like ghouls or whatever, or they could be like multiple like mythological like supernatural creatures. Like there's so much potential, there's so much charm as well in these little snippets of stories. Like, I was able to read all of them, but I 100% went back and I was just like, oh, this is so good. This is such good stuff. Like, I really was blown out of the water with how good these little scenes, like 5 of them. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5 of them.
The cons of having Ghoulish friends: the tamale lady won't sell tamales to you anymore.
And then the dialogue on that, like, oh, so amazing.
Yeah, she even writes in a special, "No, mujer maldita, no hay tamale para ti." I like it. So cute, so cute. But there was one that I missed because I didn't want to grab them all at once, so I went like multiple times to her table and grabbed like 2. And then grab one, and then, but I missed the Juneteenth zine that I really wanted to read, and then Mary came up to us. Mary is the lady who always brings crypto to all the events, and you know what? She hadn't showed up at the beginning of the Free Comic Book Day event, and I was like, you know what? I miss Mary. Maybe she's out of town. Maybe, you know. And then immediately after that, she shows up with crypto, and I was like, you know what? She's kind of a staple of these wonderful events you guys have. But she was like, oh, I got the last Juneteenth one. I'm like, oh no, yeah. But you can go on her Instagram, and also she's on Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com. And you can purchase her zines there, and I think she has other stuff in there too. So just check that out. But these were just super cool to read, and I didn't know what to expect with the pros and cons of Ghoulish Friends, but it just made me laugh out loud so many times. I really, really enjoyed them, and I think she has more on this series, the pros and cons of Ghoulish Friends, which I thought was super cool. But I picked the rice one up because I was like, oh, a legend about rice, the food. I need to know what's up. It was really entertaining. I absolutely loved it. Kind of got this whole different interpretation. I'm like, where is this story going? It's obviously a legend that people, probably share verbally, but she put it in her zine, and it was just really entertaining. I really enjoyed it, and I really loved her humor. You can totally get the humor behind this, and I thought that was super, super charming. I really do enjoy this book. It was really, really cool. And then the Black History Month, learned a lot of stuff, and it was mostly like information, and then like a drawing of a person who we celebrate during Black History Month because they made a significant difference and contribution to the people, which I thought was amazing. And Merdeka, I had no idea. And I'm already in love with, I have a bamboo tree in the back. I am already in love with the idea of making stabby sticks.
I know.
And just give them away, because in order to pursue the liberation of Indonesian independence, the locals didn't have any weapons to fight for their freedom, so they took bamboo and they carved a pointy end to it, and that's basically how they fought, was with bamboo sticks. And I thought that was really freaking awesome. And bamboo's super hard, dude.
Yeah.
And once it dries, forget about it, man. That is, I know, because I have that bamboo, and if I ever leave it without, cutting it, and then don't cut it immediately and wait till it dries, it's a labor, a big hard labor. But
I thought over.
Yeah, it's over, dude. But look at that bamboo stick right there with the. That's so cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed these, and she has a lot more. So I'm like ready to read all of them. They're super cool, and she does all the work on her own. And let me tell you, I know you guys didn't have the physical copy. Shout out to Eddie D'Angelini for scanning this for Jen, because Jen is in San Jose and I wouldn't have been able to get these to her in time. But the paper, she uses the expensive paper, let me tell you. From my personal experience with paper, which I buy the cheapest one at Costco or Sam's, that sometimes gets stuck in a printer because it'll take two papers because it's so thin. Yes, that is my struggle. She has the good paper. It feels so good, and it's thick, and I almost felt like, am I skipping a page because I thought they were stuck together, because that's how thick the paper is. Like, these thoughts did pop in my mind as I was reading this zine. But yeah, no, I totally freaking loved it. I was just the talent is extraordinary in this book. It's just, wow. Like, and it's also inspiring because, like, basically, if you are a bit like artistically inclined, you could just create your own zine. Why not? There's people that take just snippets from the internet and make their own zine that way, So there's different types of ways to actually produce a scene. Oh my God, my peas are popping.
Let me tell you, there are people that are much less talented, much more egotistical, much more conniving, that produce slop and somehow get money for it. Where as you think you're bad, you're not. You just need practice. You need practice, and you need to love what it is that you're doing, a passion project that you could maybe charge money for. Not everything is about the hustle. Like, that is also a thing. Maybe I can see why she's giving them away, because this is her love for the art form, and she was at a library, so she was just maybe the people here, here's my work.
Actually, she I spoke to her briefly because I was running around talking to people, and I think it was kind of the end of the event and stuff, and I had an opportunity to kind of talk to her and tell her about how Eddie had spoken so highly of her zines. He bought all of the zines that she had for sale. And why did she sell them at the other event and not our event? Maybe because
she mentioned to me, she said the fact that it says Free Comic Book Day on the event just prompted me to be able to provide a free comic.
So we talked a little bit, and she said that giving these books away for free was kind of her her act of, what did she say?
Resistance?
Resistance. Against like the man or whatever. Like it was totally anti-capitalist. She wasn't wanting to make money on anything, and she was able to get art out there into people's hands. And so I was like, I want to support you 100% in your protest, but also you could totally charge for these and people will have no problem giving you money for your talent, because I hadn't read any of them before that day. I just was going by what Eddie had said, and he kept saying they're so funny, and I'm looking at these books and I'm like, okay, Indonesian independence, Juneteenth, African American History Month, all these like serious types of topics, but her personality and in her writing comes through, and those were not particularly funny, but her writing is just so impactful in a way that is just, it was very, I don't like, artistically speaking, it wasn't dry, it wasn't boring. Like someone could very easily say the explanation of where Black History Month or the history of Indonesian independence sounds boring. How are you going to make a zine about that and make it not boring? And the truth of the matter is that it wasn't boring, and her little drawings and her artwork is so good. Like it's zine art, if that makes sense, quote unquote zine art, but it's so good and it goes so well with what she's talking about. And just like Sarah said, her personality, her sense of humor comes across so well in the little sayings that her characters are saying, like kind of under their breath or behind the scenes or whatever. I loved that rice story.
Yes,
I'm so into that rice story. I loved it so much.
Good. They were all good, but that one is my favorite. The origins of rice according to Indonesians are basically the people from Java, because it's specifically, she said it was a Javanese story.
Yeah.
It was, and let me tell you, I learned a lot, because like I knew Indonesia, but I don't know what I thought I had in my mind. But I was just like, I know I've heard of Java too. I mean, who hasn't heard of Java because of JavaScript or whatever? But like the actual, like I knew it was I knew that it was part of like the, I guess like the Indochina region. I just never connected it to Indonesia. As a matter of fact, I thought Indonesia itself was like one giant landmass, even though I was just like, I vaguely know where it is. It never occurred to me that it was a republic of multiple islands. Although like when I look, I was just like, wait, like I don't know anything about Indonesia actually. So I looked it up, and basically all the like islands and the places that make up Indonesia, I thought they were individual countries. I was like, I didn't realize that they collectively make up the country that we know as Indonesia. And I was just like, this is so informative. I love this. And like, she's passing out free knowledge.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I asked her what her ethnicity was that day, and she told me Indonesian, and immediately I'm like, I know nothing about that place. Like, unlike Jen, could not even tell you where it was. So I learned everything from this scene, and it was so fascinating, so interesting, and very also interesting that the colonization of other countries are so similar to what the colonizations that happened here over with Central and South America, and even the Americas as a whole. And I really it really fascinates me to read all of that and how the cultures evolve and take from the people who came and took over, and how America got involved after World War II and basically strong armed whoever it was that, and then
Japan.
the Dutch were involved.
Yep.
I was like,
Netherlands. Yep.
all these things that I had no idea had ever happened. So I also was very fascinated at all the history that I learned. And it was fascinating to me in just speaking with Chiquita about how she had always been artistic and had always loved art, but for whatever reason, either was discouraged from it from other people or maybe from herself, and she put it aside. And it wasn't till she said in her 40s that she was like, you know what, I really love this art shit, I want to do this. And so she was like, how can I do this? And she started making zines. And I think that story is just freaking amazing. And it's just it really talks to how important art is, to really be able to like encourage you to be who you want to be, in the most simplest way that I can explain it. Like her eyes lit up and she just had so much fervor in her voice talking about her art. And it comes across in her zines. So I actually mentioned to her that we would love to interview her and have her on the podcast because I think her story is fascinating.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
To the one at the intro to Black History Month, she even has a bibliography.
Yes,
which I haven't.
Then when I saw that,
Yeah, I haven't seen a bibliography in years. Like seriously, like I didn't know they still existed. But I'm happy for it because you get to learn where she got all those cited all that information, which I thought was really cool. But you can follow her at dimsumdoom in Instagram. That's DIMSUM Doom. Dun dun dun. Anyway, and she's also on Ko-fi, ko-fi.com. Check that out as well. And you can buy all her zines there. And I think I saw that they're only $1 each.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Incredible.
I think some may be $2, but like I'm like, okay, well, you do a mass order like 10. She even has the Frida Kahlo one. She has several.
Yes.
Several.
Eddie has a
different-
whole bunch here that we were not in the package that we scanned and reviewed today. So when I get some time, I'm going to look to see what he has and read some of the ones that he got.
That sounds super cool. Okay, I think we're ready to rate the book. What is our rating scale, Kristen?
So we rate our books on a scale of 1 to 3 conchas. 3 conchas being the most conchas that Jen's mom ever let her eat in one sitting. So that was the best. And so I'll go ahead and get started. And I am going to give it 3 conchas. Oh my God. Those rice dishes.
I want to tell me.
I was so hungry.
Tell me why. Like I was just all like, oh my God, I gotta like the cone one. I want to try it so bad.
The cone one.
I want to try it so bad.
Me too. Absolutely. I was reading this at the brewery, and I was like, oh my God, I wish I had this rice. I got nachos, but this rice would have been, and my stomach started gurgling because I was like, and then this one wrapped in these banana leaf. I thought that was very interesting. Yeah. And then this rice
I would have loved for there to be recipes incled with.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah. So
this coconut milk rice cone.
Yes.
Oh
so
my God.
I'm gonna give it the whole panaderia and a whole tray of those coconut rice cone thingies, because they sounded amazing, and I just my mouth is watering just thinking about it right now.
Me too. It's called nasi kuning rice.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm like literally looking up Indonesian food places if there's any near me, and right now it does not seem like it.
It's decorated with fried meat, sliced peppers, cucumbers, and shredded omelet, which I guess would be like huevo revuelto.
Mhm.
Oh my God, girl. You're speaking my language. But yes, sorry. Yes, I also give it the same rating. The whole panaderia and a cone of nasi kuning rice, yellow rice, which, oh my God, coconut milk, spices, and colored with turmeric. Oh my God, that sounds like heaven. Anyway, I'm sorry. I am hungry now. Jen,
I'm very hungry.
what did you...
We need to contact Chiquita and ask her if she knows of any authentic Indonesian restaurants in the area.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely agreed. What was your rating, Jen?
Oh, I'm gonna give it tres conchas as well. When I tell you that I was charmed by these books, I 100% mean it. I want to meet Chiquita. I think that I would 100% be charmed by her. The writing is amazing. The stories are amazing. The language is amazing. This is
the humor is
good. amazing. The humor is it made me LOL out loud.
Yes,
like actually LOL. Like
yeah. I was like in public reading this, and I just like had to hold my chuckle in because I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was straight up giggling at my
herself.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely tres conchas for me.
That has been our book review. All right, guys, now it's time for En la Librería. Jen, what do you have for us today?
So today I have for you Ride or Die, chapters 1 and 2. Demons, cars, gay people. The comic.
Wow, what an intro.
So this is being done by Marsoid LLC. And we have actually I believe, have we reviewed them before? They might be. So let me check right now.
Did you open a new beer, Sarah?
She's saying like guilty as charged.
No, this is Sunny Delight.
Oh.
LMAO. She said no.
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't keep drinking it anymore, guys. Honestly.
Okay. Okay, no, maybe we haven't, but maybe I have shouted them out because the artwork is so familiar. Maybe I follow them on Twitter. That might be toast. But Marsoid is a black comic artist and character designer who goes by he, they. They have also done a book called Long Exposure on Kickstarter as well, which they successfully funded, both volumes 1 and 2. But Ride or Die, and I'm just going to be reading the campaign that they have right here. What is Ride or Die? Like if Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse met John Carpenter's Christine, but everyone drove really fast and had a lot of emotional problems. Ooh. Ride or Die is a high-speed supernatural LGBTQ comic. We follow Lucky, a born loser who stumbles upon a demon-possessed muscle car that suddenly changes the trajectory of his life. Desperate to find his missing mother, he joins Vic, a mechanic with a troubled past, in a high-stakes underground street racing tournament to uncover secrets about the car and his mother's disappearance. And the artwork is so good. The artwork is... I love it. Like, I love the... I think I follow them. Like, that might be what captured my eye at first when I was going through Kickstarter. Like, I'm pretty sure I follow this person on Twitter. On here it says, tailed by journalists, rival racers, and an otherworldly masked cult leader, Lucky and Vic must survive while navigating the growing feelings they have for each other in this story of loneliness, revenge, and unlocking your full potential. So I don't know if this is about Marsoid or just in general, but it says it's an Ignatz Award winner for Outstanding Online Comic 2022. Then it gives us an intro into the characters, more previews of the book. So I think it is... Oh, yeah. From the creator of comic Long Exposure, Ride or Die is a free-to-read online at rideordiecomic.com, as well as on Tapas and Webtoon. So this is available to read for free. This is just like to support the print copy of the book. So the goal of this Kickstarter is to print the first 2 chapters of Ride or Die in 2 oversized books. aka Super Sport Edition. Chapters 1 and 2 are completely drawn, they just need to be printed. Both books will be over 60 pages each, including additional art, comics, and guest comics by my friends, the amazing artists Ria Martinez and Ren Graham. Several pages have updated art from the online comic that have never before been printed. And then it shows a preview of the book and how they will look, like the mock-ups and stuff like that. Let's get into the rewards. So right now, they are looking for a goal of $18,400. They are currently at $13,176 with 204 backers and 26 days to go as of the recording of this. You can always make a pledge without expecting a reward. You just want to show your support. But the base pledge, tier 1, starts at $9, where you get the digital copy of the book, as well as, I believe, some like phone wallpaper, some phone screens. Phone wallpapers. At $15, you get the digital deluxe. So you get volumes 1 and 2, or basically chapters 1 and 2. And then at tier 3, you get the physical copy of the books, a single standard book. And it seems to come with additional items. So you get to choose between chapter 1 or 2, like a sticker sheet, an online sticker sheet, postcards and stuff, but this is all like digital stuff. So you get the physical copy and then you get digital rewards. And then at tier 4, which is the $45 tier, you get both standard chapter books, as well as all the previous rewards, but I think these are now like physical rewards. And then it keeps going on up from there. There is premium editions of the book, as well as, so I'm guessing that the standard ones are soft cover, but there will be hardcover versions that look really, really nice. Is there a retailer tier? There's a True Fan Bundle, premium books, and a legendary bundle where you get custom art. But definitely check it out. It looks so good. And the fact that I didn't realize this was somebody that I follow, I mean, I'm so good at following talented people. But honestly, who on social media is it? It looks like a lot of fun. If you like horror, if you like gay people, or you want to be an ally, I guess. Definitely check it out. It is on Kickstarter. It is called Ride or Die Chapters 1 and 2. Definitely check it out. Check out Marsoid's other books, Long Exposure. I believe that it's also available to read for free online as well. Or if you want to check it out before you commit to anything, definitely check out the online comic itself, which is available at rideordiecomic.com or for free on Tapas and Webtoon as well. You just need to type in Ride or Die by Marsoid. Definitely looks amazing. Check it out.
All right, guys, now it's time for Juntos y Fuertes. Kristen, what do you have for us today?
So today I have another place that is not in the LA area. I figure that it makes sense to share things that are not just local to us, because Latinos are everywhere. And today I learned about this place, and it makes me actually want to go where it is and visit it. But I'm talking about the National Museum of the American Latino. That keeps popping up on my Facebook page, and I was like, oh, where's this at? They have cool stuff there. And it turns out that it is in Washington, D.C., unfortunately. But they have a bunch of cool things there. And one of the things that they have is this new story time coming up on June 14th called, it's their series, Diversión Saturdays Story Time. Plátanos Go With Everything is the title of that story time on June 14th. It's from 11 to, there is no end date, so I guess you could just be there all day. But Plátanos Go With Everything is going to introduce readers to the wonderful world of plantains and their role in many tasty Dominican dishes. So get ready to be inspired to cook some yummy plantains. It's an English-Spanish children's book written by Lisette Norman and illustrated by Sarah Palacios. Why does that name sound familiar? Sarah Palacios. I feel like maybe we've seen something by her before. But anyway, the story is in both English and Spanish. And even though this event is in Washington, D.C., that book is available online. I'm sure you can buy it from your local bookshop, wherever. It's Plátanos Go with Everything. And this event is recommended for young kids ages 3 to 10. But it is going to be held at the overall National Museum of the American Latino, and that museum is part of the, what was it? Let me see, because I was looking earlier and I had the page open, but then I had to restart my computer. There we go. It's part of the Smithsonian's National Museum. So they are embarking on a nationwide journey to connect with communities that have shaped the American experience. Making history, this museum is a traveling initiative designed to raise awareness about the museum's mission, foster connections with local storytellers, and gather support for its development. So this Plátanos Are Everywhere, or Go With Everything, is part of that series of storytellers coming in and sharing their history and their culture. So if you are in the DC area, definitely check it out at the Smithsonian National Museum. And if you're not in the area, check out that book at your local bookstore or probably online where you buy your books.
That title awakened a memory of my mom putting plátanos, not plantains, but regular bananas inside a bolillo.
Really?
And eating it like that. Now I want to try it.
What? With peanut butter.
That sounds really. That sounds good.
Or Nutella.
Yeah. Good. All right, guys, now it's time for saludos. And saludos goes out today to Tony Weaver Jr. That's at Tony Weaver Jr. on Instagram. And he's basically a fellow that kind of highlights on Reels information about comics, comic stories, also a lot of Black history stuff. Really cool stuff. He has this cap with little horns. It's really, really cute. But that's not why we are mandando saludos today. We're mandando saludos because he just announced that the book that he wrote called Weirdo was nominated for an Eisner under Best Publication for Kids.
Oh,
what?
Nice.
Love that.
Yes, I just found out that he wrote a book and I looked it up and I was like, oh, this is so up our alley. So eventually someday we're going to have it on our books, on our book review. But he got nominated. So congratulations to him. Saludos to him. And you could pick up Weirdo on any comic shop if you ask for them to order it for you, or you can get it on Amazon too, of course. And then definitely saludos goes out to him, and congratulations on your nomination at the Eisners. It's so freaking amazing, and hopefully your book will win too, and that would be cool. And maybe, just maybe, we'll run into you at San Diego Comic-Con. That would be totally awesome. But saludos to you, and good luck on winning that Eisner Award, because that's super cool. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. Where can they find us, Kristen?
You can find us at our website, comadrescomics.com, where you can find links to all of our socials and some videos to some of our older Las Platicas videos. And you can find us on YouTube. If you are just listening to us, you missed out on all the faces that Sarah made when she first took a drink of the book we reviewed on our podcast today.
Took a drink of the book that we reviewed? You good?
The beer. Drink of the beer we reviewed.
It's still full, guys.
And
I've been sipping mine.
You can also
I've topped it up.
email us at comadresicomics@gmail.com.
Yeah, or you can send us a message because, sometimes life gets so busy. We don't check our email as frequently as we should. But thank you so much. And also, if you'd like to invite us to review your comic book and you want to send us a PDF, you're more than welcome to do so. That'd be super cool. And we appreciate that. And thank you guys, everybody out there who's listening to us, who has taken the time out of your busy day to spend an hour and 18 minutes with us. Thank you. We really appreciate it. So we have been your hosts. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jen.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.